The very first number you hear can quietly run the rest of the conversation, even when that number is completely made up, completely random, or has nothing at all to do with the decision you're actually making. Think about the last time you saw a price tag that said was $199, now $59, and felt like you were getting a steal, even though you have no idea what that jacket is actually worth. Or the time you walked into a salary negotiation, heard the first offer, and every counter you made afterward was just a variation on that number, instead of what you actually think you're worth. Or the tip screen at checkout that suggests 18, 22, and 30%, and suddenly 15 feels cheap even though 5 seconds earlier you had no plan to tip that much at all. That's the anchoring effect, first identified and named by psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman in 1974. And once you see it, you'll notice it's steering way more of your daily decisions than you ever gave it credit for. In 1974, Tversky and Kahneman ran an experiment that still shows up in psychology textbooks for a reason. They had people spin a wheel that looked like it randomly landed on a number between 0 and 100, except it was secretly rigged to stop on either 10 or 65. Right after the spin, they asked participants a totally unrelated question. What percentage of countries in the United Nations are African nations? People who just watched the wheel land on 10 guessed an average of 25%. People who watched it land on 65 guessed an average of 45%. Same question, same lack of any real knowledge about UN membership. Wildly different answers. All because of a number spat out by a rigged wheel that had absolutely nothing to do with geography or politics. Their brains grabbed the closest number available and built an entire estimate around it, without the participants even realizing they were doing it. Nobody in that room thought, I'm going to base my geopolitical guess on a carnival game. It happened underneath conscious thought. Have you ever caught yourself giving a completely different answer to the same question, depending on what number happened to be sitting in front of you first, even when you knew, logically, that number shouldn't matter? Now take that same glitch and drop it into a room full of professionals whose entire job is to be objective. In 1987, researchers Gregory Northcraft and Margaret Neal brought in real estate agents, people with actual years of expertise, not random students off the street, and gave them a full walkthrough of the exact same house, room by room, same listing sheet, same neighborhood comps. The only thing that changed between groups was the asking price printed at the top of the packet. Some agents saw a higher listing price, others saw a lower one for the identical property. Every single agent insisted, when asked directly, that the listed price didn't influence their judgment, that they were relying purely on their professional training and their eye for the market. But their final appraised values tracked the anchor almost perfectly. Agents who'd been shown the higher price valued the house significantly higher than agents shown the lower price, walking through the same rooms, the same square footage, the same street. Trained experts, confident in their own objectivity, still got quietly pulled by a number they swore they were ignoring. Have you ever gone into a negotiation certain you'd stay rational and unaffected, only to realize afterward that the other person's opening number basically wrote the entire script for how the rest of the conversation went? Here's why your brain does this. When you're faced with a question you can't fully calculate on your own, the fair price of a house, the right percentage to tip, the going rate for a salary in a job you've never had before, your brain doesn't start from zero and build the answer from scratch using pure logic. That would take way too much time and mental energy. Instead, it grabs the nearest available number, treats it as a starting point, and adjusts from there. The problem is that the adjustment is almost always too small and too timid. You move a little away from the anchor, feel like you've done your due diligence, and stop, without ever realizing you never actually left its gravitational pull. For most of human history, this was a genuinely smart shortcut. When you don't have the time or the data to compute everything from first principles. How much food is enough? How far is too far to travel? How much to trust a stranger? Using whatever reference point is closest at hand gets you to a decent enough answer fast. And fast decisions kept people alive long before spreadsheets and calculators existed. The misfire happens now because modern life is absolutely stuffed with anchors, placed there on purpose, inflated original prices, aggressive opening offers, suggested tip percentages designed by someone in a boardroom. And your brain still treats them like innocent, neutral information instead of the bait they usually are. So here's the actual gut check, something you can run in 2 seconds the next moment you're staring at a number that's supposed to influence you. Before you react, ask yourself, what would I have guessed if this exact number weren't sitting in front of me right now? Not a vague, stay open-minded. Literally force yourself to generate your own independent number in your head before you even look at theirs. Guess the salary you'd ask for before you hear their offer. Guess the fair price before you see the tag. If your independent guess and their anchor land in wildly different places, that gap itself is information. It's telling you the number in front of you might not be describing reality at all. It might just be describing someone else's strategy. So, be honest. When's the last time a number someone else threw out first ended up quietly controlling your whole decision? A price tag, an opening offer, a suggested tip. Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to hear the moment it clicked for you that you'd been anchored.